And welcome to HSTV's football. It's Saturday night instead of normal Friday night because of the attack on America in New York and the bombings. Everybody delayed. The games were delayed today after President Bush recommended that Friday be a National Day of Prayer. So all the games are being played on Saturday night. And we're here at Belle Vernon High School for the Keystone AAA Class AAA opener for Uniontown and Belle Vernon. And tonight's going to be a very big game as Uniontown comes into the game with a 2-0 record. Uniontown beat Laurel Highlands in the first game 50-35. And then last week they beat Elizabeth Ford 21-9. Belle Vernon, on the other hand, comes in with a 1-1 record. They were defeated by Thomas Jefferson in the first game 21-14. And last week they beat McGuffey by the same score. They scored on the winning touchdown on the last play of the game. So Uniontown certainly feeling like this could be possibly their year. After pretty much a decade or so of futility in Quad A, Uniontown moved down to AAA last year, and Uniontown was able to make the playoffs last year, and now this year they're hoping to even go a little bit further. So tonight's game shapes up as a very good game, very big game for the Red Raiders. Belle Vernon, of course, on the other hand, is in a little bit different situation. Belle Vernon has won 7 straight Keystone Conference championships, been a long-established powerhouse. However, Belle Vernon did lose a number of players from last year's team, and this year they're somewhat in rebuilding mode, so it remains to be seen what will happen tonight. But it shapes up as a very big game in a Keystone Conference triple.
Ball spotted at the 45, 3 yards for Kevin. We've got a 3rd down and 6. Have to get to the Belle Vernon 49. Ball right now at the 45 of Uniontown. Double tight end, full house backfield, same formation we've seen. Now Farrell going to pass, and he's going deep. And Jacobs is open. Can he make the catch? No, it is broken up on a nice defensive play by Aaron Krebs. Chris Jacobs had a step on Krebs. Ball underthrown just a bit. Incomplete, and Uniontown will have to punt the ball away. Boy, if Farrell could have hit could have hit Jacobs in stride. Could have gone. Into the game now, Chris Petruska to punt. And Krebs let that one go, and Belle Vernon will pay the price. Ball will be downed at the 3-yard line by Kyle Clay. So Petruska with a 52-yard punt thanks to the roll. And Belle Vernon will start at the 3-yard line. 9:17 here in the first quarter. Uniontown does not score on their first possession. Now the Leopards get the ball, and their starting quarterback will be Aaron Krebs. They play the wishbone at fullback, Don Rinchuz. And the halfbacks, Alakili Fuller and Andrew Bell. And now we see Krebs go out into motion, and it's actually Berletich who's in at quarterback. And on first down, carry by Bell. Well, we had a roster that listed Krebs and Berletich as the 2 quarterbacks, with Krebs starting. Actually, they're both out there in the starting lineup. Berletich at quarterback and Krebs in the formation as well. So a 4-yard gain for Bell. And now 2nd down and 6. Krebs is playing at halfback. And we get a whistle. Someone jumped for the Raiders. I think it might have been Langvarski. Get the signal from the officials. And it is offside against the Red Raiders, our first penalty of the game. Now it's going to be 2nd down and 1. Offensive line for Belle Vernon. At center is Sean Pelora. The guards, Adam Threet and Pat Biddle. The tackles, Craig Petrus and Chad Giannini. And at end, James Monick and Carlo Paterline. And again, the Raiders come across. Kevin McLeod firing, but no flags. He timed that perfectly. Belle Vernon will not get the first down. Krebs on the run has stopped no gain. And now it will be 3rd down and 1. What beautiful timing by McLeod. Now 3rd down and short. Big defensive play for the Raiders here. If they can stop Belle Vernon, they'll get great field position. Quarterback sneak by Berletich. He'll be close. Needed to get to the 13. This is a big spot. We may have to bring the chains out and take a look. Yes, we will need to measure. Well, very early in this game, but this is a big sequence. If Belle Vernon has to punt from here, Uniontown with a chance to get some great field position. Belle Vernon, meanwhile, wants to move those chains, see if they can get themselves a little field position. Perhaps not fielding that punt really put the Leopards in a spot. They stretch the chains out. Oh, is this going to be close? No, he did not make it. He is inches short, and do you dare gamble? Head coach Jesse Kramer going to earn his money right now. The first-year coach for the Belle Vernon Leopards. Taking over this great program, and I don't think you dare go for it here. As close as that was, there is no way you can risk a fumbled snap or any kind of mistake. And Uniontown set up inside the 15. I think you have to kick it. If you're Uniontown, look out for the fake. It is Krebs. He will punt it away. Farrell, along with Todd Jackson, go back to return the punt. No trickery. That punt will hit around midfield and go out of bounds at the 48-yard line, and that's where the Red Raiders will take over with 7 minutes and 23 seconds remaining here in a scoreless first period. So Uniontown gets 1 first down on their opening possession. Belle Vernon 3 and out. And now the Raiders will take over for the second time. I talked about the size of the Belle Vernon defensive ends. Dan Henry, 5'4", 144. Alakili Fuller, 5'7", 164. Those are the defensive ends, folks. Of course, they play kind of a stand-up defensive end, but still, that is small. I'll tell you what, though, Uniontown not having any success on the ground early on. Kevin McLeod tripped up after a 1-yard gain. It will be 2nd down and 9. And he barely gets 1 yard, just over the 48. So Belle Vernon not with a lot of size. You take a look at the rest of the defensive linemen. Don Gilly goes just 205. And Miller, he's 254. But still, not a lot of size. Now McLeod again. A couple of yards into Belle Vernon territory, and for the first time, Uniontown invades enemy turf. That ball spotted at the 47, a 4-yard gain. We'll have 3rd down and 5. So again, without a lot of size, but Belle Vernon just going to make up for that with some speed, some quickness. Going to have to gang tackle. But if you just look in terms of size at the line of scrimmage, you got to like Uniontown. Now McLeod moved. Now he's pointing at Belle Vernon because a Leopard also moved, but never moved first. Now we go from 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 10 now, as the Red Raiders have committed 2 penalties early on. First one didn't hurt them. Thought it would. Set up a 2nd down and 1, but the Red Raider defense holding on back-to-back short yardage plays. What a great stand that was, too, by the Red Raider defense. But can the offense take advantage of the field position? Right now they're facing a 3rd and 10, so a passing situation for Farrell. Back to pass under pressure, and he will go down. Well, not a lot of size, but there's that speed from Alakili Fuller. Defensive end comes in and makes the sack. First sack of the game for the Leopards, and the Raiders will have to kick it away. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. That's a big defensive play. Petrusko will have to kick it away once again. Krebs back along with Scott Batten. Kick will be taken by Batten at the 23. Looking for room. Steps around a Red Raider, but then pulled down on a nice tackle by Matt Campanelli. Ball will be spotted at the 28, and with 5 minutes and 21 seconds, Krebs out of that wishbone. He picks up big yardage for the Leopards. 17-yard gain for Krebs. Now first down and 10. Now Krebs comes over in motion, so it's an I formation now. Bell dots the I, but the give is to the fullback. Nowhere to go. Winshoes is stacked up. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Varsky makes the tackle for the Raiders. Under 5 minutes left in period number 1. And it's been the defenses running the show up till now. Second down and 10. Again, Krebs comes out to the right. I formation. Fake to the fullback. Option play. And nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Kevin McLeod with a great defensive play, and he'll drop Berletich for a loss. And actually, they'll mark that just ahead of the 44, so we'll call it a no gain. Well, Kevin McLeod makes a defensive play. Big surprise, right? All-state defensive player from last year, and we'll mention his name a lot tonight, making tackles. Okay, third down, 10. Back split this time. Look at McLeod coming in on the blitz. They pick him up. Time to pass now. Now he's running out of time, and he'll go down. And the Raiders pick up a sack. Adam Uzika, first one to get there. They stopped McLeod on the blitz. No one picked up Uzika. Actually, Berletich had time. Couldn't find an open receiver, and he is dropped at the 38. Uniontown sacked on their third and long, and now Belle Vernon sacked on their third and long. Carbon copies. So now Belle Vernon on fourth down. Krebs came up under center, but there's no way they're going for that. Krebs, of course, then goes back into the punting formation. And now we get flags. And this will be illegal procedure. Belle Vernon committing their first penalty. That will help Uniontown out in terms of the field position. Moving back 5 more yards before the punt. Farrell and Todd Jackson are back to receive this punt. Again, Krebs will come up behind center, but he'll drop back in the punting formation. Scott Batten comes out wide. Jacobs will pick him up on the near side. Here comes the kick. Ball hits. Now Farrell, is he going to... Oh, got to get away from it, young man. And Uniontown will take over at the 23. So Belle Vernon coaching staff members up here in the press box are complaining, saying that Farrell touched that ball and it should be Belle Vernon football, but it didn't look like it from here. He got a little too close for comfort, but don't believe he ever did make contact with the football. Both teams now we've seen let a punt hit the ground. You got to try to catch those in the air if you can, because that costs valuable yardage. And right now, early in the game, this is looking like a field position game. A lot of defense early on. You don't want to give up that turf. They lost about 10 yards there by not catching that ball, even if you just fair catch it. So the Raiders will start at the 23. 2:49 left in the scoreless first quarter. And here is the give to Leonard, his first carry of the game, and he'll find some room up the middle across the 25, up near the 27, maybe the 28. And that will be a 5-yard gain for Greg Leonard. Fuller making the tackle. Ball is spotted at the 28. 5 yards for Leonard. Second down and 5. Jacobs on one end, Jenkins on the other. Full house backfield. Kevin McLeod up the middle, stacked up by Belle Vernon. Tom Miller, Alakali Fuller. Just 2 of the green and gold Leopards in on that stop. And we'll get a 3rd and short for the Raiders. Tough going early on, both teams with just 1 first down thus far. Ball is spotted just across the 31. McLeay picked up 4. And it's going to be 3rd down and a long 1. Need to get to the 33. Tight formation for the Raiders. They give this to Kevin McLeay. He has the first down. And he bursts into the secondary. Fuller finally pulls him down, but not until McLeay is picked up 9 yards ahead to the 41, and the Raiders have a first down. 6th carry of the night for Kevin McLeay. He has 21 yards and a minute 27 on a turning clock here in period number 1. Raiders with that tight formation. Haven't had a wide out yet. Back to pass. Now he's going to run. Can he get up the middle? He can, and now look out. He has room. It's a foot race to the 40. Will they catch him? Krebs cuts him off, and then he's brought down inside the 25-yard line. Tackled from behind by Andrew Bell. Give Aaron Krebs the credit, though. He had the angle, was able to slow up Farrell enough so that Bell could catch him. But a great decision by Carl Farrell. Back to pass, but he saw a lane, burst through the middle, and gets all the way down to the 23-yard line. That's a 36-yard gain. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Final minute of the first period. Give us to Kevin McLeay. Looking for room off left tackle, and Krebs steps up from the defensive secondary, makes a nice tackle. Krebs all over the place here in this first period for the Leopards. Ball spotted at the 21, 2-yard gain for McLeay, 2nd down and 8. Raiders threatening. The deepest penetration by far that either team has made here in the first period. This might be the final play of the first quarter as we are down to 20 seconds. Give us to Leonard, up the middle. He will bull forward inside the 20. It'll be spotted right around the 18. That will end the first quarter of play. So we'll spot that ball at the 18-yard line. 3-yard gain for Leonard, and we'll get a 3rd down and 5 to begin the second quarter. Wow, a whole lot of defense. Game of field position, but the Raiders threaten as the quarter ends. And after 1 quarter of play in this Keystone Conference battle to score. As we're ready to begin the second quarter of play, it's Uniontown nothing, Belle Vernon nothing, and a big play coming up, 3rd down and 5. At the 18-yard line, the Raiders need to get to the 13. First scoring threat of the night for either team. And the Raiders are in the red zone. Or do we call it, since it's the Red Raiders, do we call it the maroon zone? Option play. Farrell gets the first down inside the 10-yard line. Derek Berletich had him by the shirt tail. And Farrell said none of that. Ran right out of Berletich's grasp. If Berletich can pull him down there, it's a 4th down play. But instead, the Raiders with a 1st and goal. That ball will be spotted at the 9-yard line. So the Raiders will have a long way to go here on the 1st down. And now the officials have called the timeout. They want to move the Leopards back off the sideline. 9-yard gain for Farrell, whose 36-yard scamper on a scramble set up this possession. Farrell with 45 yards on 2 carries in this possession. He's been the key figure here for the Raiders. Now we get whistles blowing again, and again an official timeout. Now we're ready to play. 1st down and goal. Kevin McLeay, op left tackle, and he'll get some good yardage down near the 5. Fuller gets off the pile. We'll spot that at the 6. Yeah, we'll spot at the 6, so 2nd and goal from there. been tough running for Kevin McLeod. 8 carries thus far, just 26 yards. The Leopards have done a good job stopping Kevin, but can they stop the Red Raiders now? Down near the goal line. Here comes Kevin McLeod, and he will prance into the end zone. Kevin McLeod literally goes for the gold. Into that yellow or gold-colored end zone, if you will. And the Red Raiders draw first blood tonight. 11:18 remaining in the second period, 6-0, Red Raiders. Kyle Clay will now attempt the extra point. 6-yard touchdown run for Kevin McLeod. Jake Noggle will be your holder. Right off right tackle, almost untouched. McLeod found room that time. Took it to the house. Snap is down, the kick is up, the kick is good. Clay adds the extra point, and the Raiders draw on top, 7-0. As we let you soak in a little of the atmosphere here of high school sports in the Keystone Conference, the Belle Vernon Leopards have pretty much owned this conference for the past 7 years, winning 7 straight titles. A few years back, Brownsville took them down to the late season in a close game to finish up the year that Belle Vernon won in the mud to win, I believe, at the time their 4th straight title. Or was it their 5th? Brownsville, of course, no longer in the Keystone. They've stepped down to the Century Conference, AA. But for the most part, Belle Vernon's had their way in this conference, but Uniontown came in this year saying things are going to be different. There were a lot of folks in the land of maroon and white that felt that they could win this conference title. But they had to start up against the team to beat in Belle Vernon. Tough way to start the conference schedule, but then again, for Belle Vernon, a tough way to start the conference schedule. They got to take on Uniontown. We expected a good one. It looks like we're in for a good one, and the Raiders have taken a 7-0 lead on a 6-yard Kevin McLeod touchdown run. So now Petruska with the kick, and that one will go out of bounds. Check that. That was not Petruska. It was number 15. Who I don't have.
3, 6, 7, 2, 5. 3, 3, 6, 7, 2, 5.
Well, my apologies for that, but we don't have that number. At any rate, we're going to have to do it again. Kick one out of bounds, so Belle Vernon electing to move Uniontown back 5 yards, make them re-kick it. Krebs, your deep man, Tamar Pone on his right, and Alec Cayley Fuller on his left. They're the 3 deep kick returners. How often do you see a defensive end who returns kicks? But we mentioned Fuller, even though he's a defensive end, he's an undersized defensive end at 164 pounds with a lot of speed. We saw that speed when he sacked Farrell in the first quarter, and I have no doubt he can handle the kick return chores. Okay, let's try it again. This one goes to Fuller, so we'll find out. From the 20 to the 30, he has a lane, to the 40. And the kicker is able to run him out of bounds with some help from Todd Jackson. But Belle Vernon will begin this possession in Red Raider territory, and I'll say he can handle the kick return chores. About a 34-yard kick return to the Uniontown 46. That's where the Leopards will start as they try to answer that Red Raider score. Now buckle up, folks. I think we're in for a good one. Tight formation for the Leps. Full house backfield. Preps at the top. He'll get the ball. Not much running room. He'll pick up a couple of yards. He'll be pulled down by Bill McLee. Across the 45. We'll spot that just ahead of the 44. 3-yard gain for Krebs, 2nd down and 7. Belle Vernon moving quickly. They're ready to get underway here again with the 2nd down play. And this time it's Bell, and he has some room across the 40 before he's pulled down by Farrell. Joe David helping out on the tackle. All spotted at the 39. And that's a 4-yard gain for Bell. Now we're going to have 3rd and short. Got to get to the 36, so 3rd down and 3 now. Great kick return by Elikeli Fuller, setting up shop for Belle Vernon in Uniontown territory. Can they take advantage? The Raider defense looking to stiffen. Wishbone. Gives to the fullback. Oh, he breaks the tackle and he'll get the 1st down. Look at that effort, and he's still going. Don Rinshoes doing that all on his own because he was stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Ran right through the arms of a Red Raider and moves the ball down to the 32. 7-yard gain for Rinshoes, and the Leps do indeed pick up a 1st down. Only their 2nd 1st down of the night. 9 minutes and 40 seconds on a turning clock. Ball at the 32, 1st and 10. Leps trail by 7. Full house backfield. And the give is to Scott Batten, who's at the top of that backfield set, and Batten won't get much. Leonard makes the tackle, only 1 yard for Batten. 2nd down and 9. With everything that's been going on, I don't think we've had a chance to introduce you to the Uniontown defense yet, so we'll take care of that. The 1st, the 2nd down play. Here's the give to Bell, and Kevin McLee pulls him down. Boy, it looked like he had a lane for a moment, but Kevin McLee does a good job and pulls him down. Defensive line for Uniontown: Adam Muzica, Mike Langvarsky, Greg Leonard. Look for Harry Kaufman, Jason Carter, Steve Dillard as well. The linebackers, Kevin and Bill McLee. Also, Alan David, Joe David, Brett Carroll, Adam Bozick all see action. Defensive backfield, look for D.R. Jenkins, Chris Jacobs, Todd Jackson, and Carl Farrell. Now we get a 3rd down, 5 to go. And the give is to Krebs. The ball is down on the turf. Did Farrell fall on it? No signal yet. Farrell comes out with the football, but the officials are signaling Belle Vernon football. Well, Uniontown doesn't look like they're arguing too strenuously. I saw the ball hit the turf, and Farrell from here looked like he fell on it. But officials are very emphatically saying it's Belle Vernon's ball. So now we get a 4th down and 3. Got to go for it from the 25. They have to get just across the 23, so it's a short 3. 2 wideouts right. Draw play. Bell breaks another tackle. He has the 1st down, and he's inside the 15. Jacobs may have saved the score there. Andrew Bell looked to be stopped on 4th down, would have given the Red Raiders the football, but instead will spot it at the 13. 7-yard gain for Bell. First down and 10 for the Leopards. 7:15 left here in the first half. And whistles blow as Rinchus gets the ball. And it will be a penalty on the Leopards. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a momentum killer there. Second Belle Vernon penalty, both teams with 2 penalties for 10 yards. 7:09 left in the first half. Red Raiders lead by a touchdown, but Belle Vernon with their first scoring threat of the night. And we are going to get a timeout called by the Leopards. 7 minutes and 9 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Uniontown leading Belle Vernon 7-0. Chuck Urso with you on HSTV Sports. On this Saturday night, and again, this game being played on Saturday night, originally scheduled for Friday, but all of the WPIAL games moved back a night due to the tragedy from September the 11th. As we mentioned before the game, that tragedy stays with us no matter what happens here tonight, but at least for a couple of hours, we can focus on these wonderful young boys out there competing on the athletic field. And then we unfortunately have to turn back to reality. But for now, it's first down and 15. Back to action. Here's Bell, and he will not pick up yardage. He will lose considerable yardage as Joe David will bring down Bell in the offensive backfield, trying to get room around the right side. And that didn't work for a minute. Going to spot that at the 21, a 3-yard loss. So now it's 2nd and 18. They have to get all the way to the 3. Here's the play. Wishbone, backfield, fake to the fullback. Give to Krebs, and he will go nowhere. Bill McLeod introducing himself. Now it's 3rd and long. What'd I tell you? That penalty. Belle Vernon with a couple of first downs, had momentum, moving the ball. Great effort by Bell to break a tackle on 4th down and keep the chains moving, but that illegal procedure penalty has taken the life out of this possession. Now it's 3rd down and 17. Backs are split. 2 guys wide to the right. Going to pass. First pass of the night. Bell makes the catch, but it had been better off if he hadn't. Went up into the air to make the catch, lost his footing, and of course, high school, you're down right there. Alan David was coming up quickly to try to make the tackle anyway, but didn't need to. The ball spotted just ahead of the 30. Well, they complete the pass, but again, they'd have been better off if they hadn't. They lost 7 yards on the play. So now it is 4th down and 27. You might as well go for it, but they have to get all the way to the 3. It's actually 4th down and the 26 because we're just across the 30. But either way, a long way to go. Back to pass again. For Leonard. He stumbles. And now Leonard has a hold of him, and he will not let go. 2nd sack of the night for the Red Raiders. And Uniontown will take over. Oh, that penalty just killed Belle Vernon. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Greg Leonard. Kevin McLeod was coming up quickly as well, but Leonard beat him to the punch. And the Raiders will take over with 4:53 left in the first half. Raiders lead by 7, now with the football back. And the give is to Kevin McLeod. Not much room. He will push ahead for a couple of yards. Not much more. A tackle made by Adam Freak. Two yards for Kevin. Check that, 3 yards for Kevin, ahead to the 38. Second down and 7. Back to pass on second down. Oh, wide open Jenkins. He is wide open. Big play for the Red Raiders. And if Farrell can hit him in stride, it's an easy touchdown for Uniontown. Jenkins had to wait up for that football. 31-yard gain to the 31-yard line. First complete pass of the night for the Red Raiders. Jenkins was about 4 yards behind the Belle Vernon defensive backfield. He looked like he was fielding a punt almost as he caught that pass. Now on first down, Leonard up the middle with good yardage ahead to the 25. And Uniontown starting to assert themselves. Dongili makes the tackle. Ball just ahead of the 26-yard line, so a 6-yard gain. It'll be second down and a long 4. Raiders scored on their last possession. Moving the ball now. Bill McLean in motion. Kevin gets the football. He is up the middle and near a first down. Tom Miller makes the tackle. I mentioned that Belle Vernon defensive line looks a little undersized. And you just wonder if Uniontown is going to be able to wear on them as the game goes on. And certainly in this first half, Belle Vernon did a very good job of stopping Uniontown. In the first quarter, very little running room was there, but now they're starting to find some room. McLean has carried the ball 11 times for 39 yards, so you can see it's not a very high average, and that's because there just wasn't a lot of running room early in the game. But now the Raiders starting to move. We're going to measure, and this is going to be short, but at least head coach John Fortuna will be able to see just how short it is, and get the signal there from the officials. So with 3:01 left in the first half, now we'll get a third down and short. What I want to know is what I ever did to Mike Cherokee to make him hate me so much. Sitting here with this pizza and it smells so good, and I can't eat it. It's all right, I'll remember. Quarterback sneak for the first down. Harold Sanders, sports editor Mike Cherokee, up here next to me in the press box. They got some great smelling pizza up here in the press box. And Mike just sat down with a slice. Now I got to smell it while I'm watching the game. Well, it's almost halftime. 2-yard gain for Farrell. First and 10 for the Raiders. And now the give is to Kevin McLean, and not much doing that time. I think that was Neal. He got him by the shoestring. Batten was coming up quickly as well, but I think Neal tripped him up. He'll get a yard. Second down and 9. Two minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half. This time Farrell will keep the ball, and oh, does he have room? Foot race to the flag. Can he get there? Not quite. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It was a foot race, and Andrew Bell just had enough of an angle. What a ball fake to Kevin McLean, and the defense bit. Offensive line going left. Farrell kept it and ran right. 17-yard gain. Farrell has 63 yards on 6 carries. He has been the big gun tonight for the Raiders. Now they're on the doorstep. First and goal from the 1. It's Kevin McLean, and he's back into the end zone. His second touchdown of the night. And the Raiders go up by 13. Kevin gets up a little bit slow. He looks like he's okay as he comes off the field. So a scoreless first period, but Kevin has found pay dirt into that beautifully painted end zone. I like that. It looks nice, doesn't it? Red Raider fans think it looks nice because their team's been down there twice. Now Clay with the kick. And it's up and through. And with 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining in the first half, the score is now the Uniontown Red Raiders 14, the Belle Vernon Leopards nothing. We'll be back with more action here on HSTV Sports. Right, two of the teams considered to be two of the big favorites in the conference, and they're opening up the conference season against one another. Uniontown and Belle Vernon, both 2-0 coming into this game, but those were non-conference games. This is the first one that really counts. Now Krebs. As Uniontown with that 14-0 lead, and Krebs with room, and he breaks through. Just one man to beat, and it's the kicker, and he is running backwards, and he's not going to catch him, and Belle Vernon is on the board as Aaron Krebs takes it all the way. Aaron Krebs, 87 yards, kick return. And Belle Vernon has apparently spotted a weakness in that Uniontown kick coverage because Fuller almost broke one the last kick return. He took it into Uniontown territory, but Belle Vernon couldn't convert. Drove all the way down to the 13-yard line before the Uniontown defense stiffened. This time, they take it in. John Fuller is in to kick the extra point, but first the Red Raiders want to call a timeout. Uniontown did not have enough players out there on the field. I saw two guys come in there late. I mean, we're not talking about 10 men on the field. We're talking about 9. Well, how about that? Uniontown had seemed to have taken command here in the second quarter with 2 impressive touchdown drives. Had this crowd sitting on their hands here at Belle Vernon. Not much cheer for the left fans, but Aaron Krebs took care of that right up the middle. Had only the kicker to beat, and he never had a chance. He was running backwards and sideways and every which way, and Krebs just angled to the near sideline and hit pay dirt. 87 yards. Now Fowler. And that kick is up and good. Well, you didn't think it was going to be easy now, did you? 14-7, your score now. Uniontown's lead cut to 7. What a huge, huge play for Belle Vernon. Again, neither one of these teams are going to move the ball very much through the air. You wouldn't think. Although, again, Uniontown, with that 31-yard pass from Farrell to Jenkins during that last possession, which was the one of the big plays in that drive. But for the most part, you have to move the ball on the ground, both of these teams. Ball control offense, and what that means is they're not likely to score with just a minute and a half left in the half. So Uniontown had to think that they were going to go into the locker room up 14-0. Belle Vernon would only have time for a few plays, probably not going to be able to score. It'll be 14-0 at the half. Instead, 87-yard kick return for Aaron Krebs. Now it's Uniontown in a situation where you wouldn't expect them to score with just this little bit of time left, so it looks like it'll be 14-7 at the half, and that just makes a huge difference. A reminder, Belle Vernon will get the ball to start the second half, so the Leopards are right in this game. Now let's see what Uniontown can do. Squib kick. Jenkins picks it up at the 20. Up the middle, across the 30, and up near the 33, maybe the 34-yard line. That's where the Raiders will take over. A minute 34 left. Yeah, just a huge momentum shift for Belle Vernon. They're not going into the locker room down in the dumps now. They're going in with their heads held high, knowing they're very much in the game. They did move the ball on their last possession, so they know they can move it. They can stop Uniontown here. They get the ball to start the second half. They'll get the first opportunity to tie. Again, Uniontown, even though they're ball control, they can rip off some big runs quickly, though, so they still have time. And here's the guy to do it, too, Kevin McLee. Not much there, though. A couple of yards up the middle. Get about a 3-yard gain. And that tackle's made by Anthony Guerra. He's been a workhorse. 14 carries in this first half. 44 yards. Now back to pass. And Jenkins deep again. Oh, what a nice pass. Oh, couldn't quite hang on to it. But I'll tell you what, give Scott Batten some credit. Nice defensive play. That time Jenkins was not wide open. And Farrell with a beautiful pass. That time he did hit Jenkins in stride. But give Batten credit. Very good coverage, and he was able to break that up. That would have been a big play. Now 59 seconds remaining. And if Uniontown passes here and passes incomplete, Belle Vernon will have time to get the ball back. Farrell, he's not going to pass. He's going to run. And he has room. And he has the first down. Careful how you carry that ball, young man. Tuck it in. Had it out there like the proverbial loaf of bread there in traffic, but he'll get all the way to midfield. And now does Uniontown want to use timeouts? They have 2 left. 51 seconds and the clock starts after they move the chains. That was a 14-yard gain for Farrell. 1st and 10. Give us to Kevin McLean, and he'll be dropped for a loss. That tackle is made by Dan Henry. And now we will get a timeout called by the Raiders with 29 seconds left. They still have 1 left. Carl Farrell, 77 yards rushing. He's carried the ball 7 times. And he has done a lot to set up both Uniontown touchdowns. McLee has gotten the points, but Farrell has done the bulk of the work to get down near the goal line. Plus that long pass to Jenkins. A couple of nice runs. Had a 36-yard run on Uniontown's first touchdown drive, and then on the second drive from the 18-yard line off of a beautiful play fake. Went around on the bootleg and took it 17 yards down to the 1-yard line. So Farrell's been the big gun, but now 29 seconds left, and it's 2nd and 12. Not a lot of time for the Raiders. McLee is split wide to the right, but I don't think he was set yet. They were looking to hit Jenkins again on a fly pattern down the left sideline, but flags flying, and I think it might have been Kevin McLee who wasn't set for a beat before the snaps. Somebody may have moved too soon, but I don't really think it was a player jumping. I just think when Kevin came wide, he set, and an instant later the ball was snapped. And you have to be set a little longer than that, I think may have been the call, but it's definitely a legal procedure. 3rd penalty of the half against the Red Raiders, and now it's 2nd down and 17. Let's see if they still go to the air. Well, Farrell's back to pass, and he's going to fire one deep. We're going to get a fight for it, and Jenkins makes the catch. 18 seconds. 17 as the clock stops to move the chains, and now the Raiders, I think, are going to call a timeout. The ball spotted at the 24. That was a jump ball as Farrell just put it up. Dear Jenkins and Aaron Krebs, and Jenkins plays a little basketball in case you weren't aware, in the winter. Yeah, I think you might have known that. He went up for that jump ball and came down with it. Wow. That's a 33-yard gain ahead to the 24. My goodness, 64 yards on 2 receptions for D.R. Jenkins. Okay, the ball is spotted at the 24. We have 17 seconds left. Like a lot of high school scoreboards, they do the point, the decimal point here. Don't know why you need that in a football scoreboard. Basketball is a little different, but there we have it here. So it's actually 17.4, just so you know. Not a lot of time. And again, Uniontown doesn't have a kicker that you can really expect to kick a 40-yard field goal, so they need to get down a lot closer than this before they can even think about a field goal. Now, here comes the pass. Jacobs has a step, makes the catch. Can he get out of bounds? He does not. Now the clock stops with, well, they haven't stopped it yet. 9 seconds left. They stop it with 9 seconds. Ball is at the 2. You got to get down there and spike the ball. You've got to get down there and spike the ball, and then you have time to call another play. They haven't started the clock yet. Now it starts. There's the spike. And the clock stops with 6.5 seconds left.
6.5 seconds.
Wow.
In the half.
Ball spotted at the, looks like the 2.5-yard line. And here will be our last play. That was a 22-yard gain as Jacobs, beautiful play, almost got free. Here's our final play of the half. Back to pass. Now he can't get away. He does get away. He's going to throw it. And oh, Jacobs drops it in the end zone. Oh, that poor young man. Oh, you got to feel bad. And the clock runs out. That ends the half. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Carl Farrell to escape the sack, to get free, to find Jacobs about a yard deep in the end zone. Got the pass to him, and he just couldn't hang on. And there was a Belle Vernon defender there, got the hand up, may have distracted Jacobs just enough that the pass fell incomplete. Wow. What was that I said about, they're not going to score with a minute and a half left. You don't count on them to score, with that much time left. And yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Just ignore the man in the booth there. As you see Belle Vernon come back out into the field, led by the American flag. Isn't that a nice sight? Especially this weekend. Oh, you just got to feel for Chris Jacobs. Has to be heartbroken over not hanging on to that pass. Made a great play on the 22-yarder. Farrell just kind of lobbed it up there on a fade route. And Jacobs made a beautiful adjustment on the ball. Caught it almost. Got free into the end zone. Made a beautiful play there. Couldn't hang on to the final play of the half. Could have been 21-7 instead. Well, Uniontown, a couple of times there, looked like they were going to go into the locker room up by 14, but instead it's a 7-point game. And again, Belle Vernon gets the ball to start the second half. So Uniontown with the lead, but you have to think the Leopards are coming out with all the momentum in the world. As Uniontown misses an opportunity late, and Belle Vernon gets the big kick return. And that will be something to watch here in a few moments as Uniontown kicks off to start the second half, because Fuller almost broke one on the kick before that. And then Krebs does take it to the house, 87 yards. So they've spotted a weakness up the middle. And if you remember a couple of weeks ago, when we did the Laurel Highlands game, they had some success up the middle on the kick return. So Uniontown has to find a way to tighten up their kick coverage. Otherwise, Belle Vernon could get some great field position, and they'll have the chance to tie this game up. So it's going to be a good one. Again, a pair of teams who are 2-0 in the season, but this is the conference opener. Winner, obviously, becomes the front runner here in the Keystone Conference. Belle Vernon, the 7-time defending Keystone champions. But Uniontown only in the conference for the second year following their move down from Quad A into AAA. Made the playoffs last year. This year they're hoping for a conference title. Trying to start it off with a big road win. They are 24 minutes away from doing just that. Again, it's important to remind people, even though, as I said, all the momentum seems to be on the side of the green and gold, let's not forget it's the maroon and white in the lead. Uniontown leads this game 14-7. So let's not forget that at all. Should be a great second half, though. Kevin McLee with 2 touchdown runs. Carl Farrell with 77 yards rushing and 86 yards passing in that first half. And what a surprise that is. You don't look for Uniontown to move the ball much through the air. 3 long passes. He's 3 for 7 for 86 yards. McLee's picked up 42 yards rushing and those 2 touchdown runs. For Belle Vernon, not a lot of offense. Krebs the leading rusher, but with just 23 yards. Belle has 16. Berletich has only completed 1 pass, and they lost 7 yards on that one. screen pass. Bell caught and lost his footing and fell down. So not much offense for Belle Vernon, but one long kick return, and they're very much in this game. Again, should be a great second half, and we will bring you the second half kickoff when we return in just a few moments. Again at the half, going in from 6 yards out early in the period. A 1-yard touchdown plunge late in the quarter. But then Aaron Krebs with that 87-yard kickoff and the second McLean touchdown. And it is 14-7. Uniontown almost scoring at the end of the half. Got all the way down to the 2-yard line. Had time for one last play. You know, something I wasn't mentioned at the time or haven't mentioned yet. Might have tried a field goal there. Would have been short enough to go for the kick, but head coach John Fortuna electing to go for the end zone. And after the 2 long pass plays, getting all the way down to the 2, I agree with that choice of going for the touchdown. I think it was the right choice. Couldn't come up with the points, though, and so now it's a 7-point game as we get underway here in the second half. Now we get a short kick. Bell will catch it on the run at the 25. Now he will try to come all the way across the field, breaks the tackle, still on his feet across the 30, the 40. There's another good Leopard kick return as they will set up shop at the 49-yard line. Jackson finally pulling Bell down there. Bell's second long kick return of the night. And Uniontown with a little strategy there. They tried the short high kick, see if they could have more success there, and that didn't work either. So the Raiders' kick coverage becoming a storyline here tonight. And the Leopards, great field position to open things up here in the second half. Now Krebs is in the game at quarterback. He was running back throughout the first half as Verletics played the entire first half at quarterback, but now Krebs will take the snap. And he gives it to the fullback, and there's a big gainer. First down the sideline. Jacobs is able to pull down Rinshoes. Big gainer, though, for the Leps. Out of the 33-yard line, 18-yard gain for Rinshoes. So Belle Vernon on the move in the opening seconds here in quarter number 3. First and 10 from the 33. Again, a change at quarterback. There's now Krebs in there. In the backfield, it's Bell, Batten, and Rinshoes. Bell goes wide left now, along with Brandon Hill. Backs are in the eye. Batten at the top of the eye. Option. Batten will get the pitch, and he will be dropped for a loss. Farrell got his mitts on him first. Langvarski was there to clean it up. Big loss. All the way back to the 38-yard line. So Batten will lose 5. And now we're going to get a second down and 15. Belle Vernon's success has been up the middle. What little success they've had running, they have not been able to get wide at all. It's been the opposite for Uniontown. Their rushing success has been outside. It's been tough going up the middle. Now again, Bell goes wide. Backs in the eye. Gives us to the tailback. Not much room at all for Batten. He'll be brought down by David. Langvarski again in on the tackle as well for the Raiders. Ball spotted at the 36. 2-yard gain for Batten. Third down and 13. So Belle Vernon, the long kick return. And an 18-yard run for Rinshoes, but now seem to have stalled, and they're facing a third and long. 4-down territory for the Leopards, though, you would think. Now this time it's Batten that splits wide right. Backs are split. And they're going to run it up the middle. That's Bell. That's not going to happen. Kevin McLeod at the bottom of that pile. Steve Dillard into the tackle as well. A 1-yard gain for Bell. And now it's 4th down and 12. Well, I said 4-down territory, but I don't know. This at the 35. I'm head coach Jesse Kramer. I'm thinking about maybe trying to punt it into the coffin corner and see if you can pin the Raiders back. That first half was a field position half for much of the half. Now again, this doesn't mean they're going to go for it. Krebs may drop back into a punting formation, and that's what he does. Yeah, I think that's the right decision by Kramer. You don't want to give Uniontown the ball way up here at the 35. See if you can drop it down inside the... Oh, wait a minute, a fake. This is a fake. This is a big gamble. Krebs, will he get the first down? He does. And more. Down the sideline. He's still on his feet. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. Stepped out of bounds at the 13. Jesse Kramer pulling out the bag of tricks. They run the fake. What a gamble. If they tackle Krebs back there around the 30 or so, that's huge momentum for Uniontown and great field position. Instead, the ball is a 13. 22-yard gain. And now it's 1st and 10 for the Leopards. In the red zone. And a chance to tie. Wow. Well, Krebs he's been the man for Belle Vernon tonight, no doubt about it. All over the place. He's made the big plays. As a running back, as a kick returner, as a punter. Now he's in there as a quarterback, and he'll keep it. Looking for room around the right side. That's not going to work. David makes the tackle. Krebs may have lost yardage. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Joe David, 5'8 junior, goes 160. Second down and 10. In the wishbone. Back to pass, rolling to his right. Wide open and makes the catch. A nice diving grab. Nice catch by Scott Batten at the 5-yard line. 8-yard gain for Batten. And it will be 3rd and short.
3rd and about 2 for the Leopards.
That's Krebs' first pass. Second pass of the night attempted by Belle Vernon, and now not a passing situation. 3rd and 2. Tight formation for the Leopards. Bell at the top of that full house backfield. Instead, it will be Batten, and he will be dropped for a loss. Greg Leonard hit him first.
Going to bring up a 4th, about 5.
Adam Uzika was there as well, so they're going to spot that back at the 8-yard line. 3-yard loss for Batten. Now it's 4th down. They're going to get to the 13. I'm sorry, they're going to have to get to the 3. They had a 1st and 10 at the 13. So this is a 4th down and 5. Big play here. Bell splits wide to the left. Farrell runs out to cover him. Now back to pass. Under pressure. Won't be able to connect. Tried to hit Rinchoos out of the backfield, but never had a chance.
Raiders will take over on down. 1st and 10 from the 8.
Harry Kaufman, Greg Leonard in that backfield. Krebs never had a chance to get that one away. Well, I mean, he got it away, but he never had a chance to hit Rinchoos. Pass was well short. And Uniontown's defense does the job, and they will now take over at the 8-yard line. 7:03 left in the 3rd quarter. Red Raiders dodge a bullet. They still lead by 7. Now we get whistles as McClee gets the ball.
Flag on the play.
I think this play won't happen. I'll wait for the signal from the officials. This will be an illegal procedure against the Red Raiders, so we'll move it half the distance and take it back to the 4-yard line. That's the 4th Red Raider penalty on the night for 19 yards. Belle Vernon has been flagged twice for 10. It will be 1st down and 14.
Got the ball at the 4. No 1st down, 1st and 14.
And Raiders in that tight set. Full house backfield, and we're going to move them back a couple more yards as Greg Leonard moved too early. Well, the good news is they're not losing 5 yards on these penalties. The bad news is it's because they're back near their own goal line and they can't move them back 5 yards. Now we'll be at the 2. 1st down and 16.
basket, play the ball on the 2. Still first down.
Again, field position so important when you have two teams that play ball control offense like these two teams do. Belle Vernon wasn't able to score on that possession, but if they can pin Uniontown back right here, they have a chance to get that ball in a good spot again. Now Bill McLean with room. Almost steps through a tackle at the 15. Pulled down at the...
That's going to bring up a second down.
Spotted at just across the 10. Spotted at the 11-yard line. So a 9-yard gain for Bill McLean. Only his third carry of the night. It's 15 yards, and now it is second down. 7 yards to go. Option play. Farrell will keep it. And the ball comes loose. And the Leopards have it. Farrell fumbling. Belle Vernon didn't see who made that recovery. But the ball is spotted at the 11. That ball was recovered by Berletich, we're told here in the press box. And now Belle Vernon with a golden opportunity for the green and gold. First down and 10. Wishbone. Fake to the fullback. Option play. Does he get rid of it? He does get rid of it, but Bell will be dropped for a loss. And Carl Farrell, wanting to make amends, comes up with a big defensive play. A gamble by Krebs to even pitch that ball as he was going down as he pitched it. He did get it ahead to Bell, but Bell is dropped for a 5-yard loss. But Belle Vernon has been able to do nothing on the ground. Krebs, their leading rusher, with 45 yards, but that includes 22 on a fake punt. Second down and 15 from the 16. Bell now splits wide left along with Jimmy Fretz. Backs in the eye. Gives to the fullback, Rinchus. He has room up the middle. Dragging tacklers, but Jacobs is finally able to stack him up near the 5. 11-yard gain for Rinchus. And we'll get a third and short now. 3rd and 4. Again, Belle Vernon can pick up a first down. They need to get to about the 1. Under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Belle Vernon trails by 7, looking for the equalizer. Full house backfield. Batten and Bell. The halfbacks. Rinchus the fullback. Now Bell splits wide. Backs are split. Back to pass. Under pressure. Now he's going to run. He won't get there. Joe David pulls him down behind the line of scrimmage.
David on the stop. Just on the keeper. That's got the ball to 7.
Another sack for the Red Raiders. And now it's 4th down. Ball is spotted at the 7. 4th down and 6.
4th and 6 for the Raiders. For the Leopards.
Uniontown's defense holding Belle Vernon deep in Red Raider territory on 4th down just a few moments ago. Now they have to do it again. But wait a minute. We may get a field goal attempt. John Fowler is in there. The holder is Aaron Krebs. Got to be careful for trickery. No, they are going to kick it. Fowler's kick is high enough, it's long enough, and it's good enough. And Belle Vernon back on the board with the first points in the second half, and with 3 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the score is now Uniontown 14. So, following the Farrell fumble, Belle Vernon took over at the 11-yard line, but Uniontown was able to stiffen. A couple of big defensive plays, including a sack by Joe David. Set up a 4th and 7 from the 8. Belle Vernon had moved down deep into Uniontown territory on their first possession of the half, but came up short on a 4th down play. Jesse Kramer did not want to come up empty 2 straight possessions deep in Uniontown territory. Wanted to get some points on the board. I think that was a wise decision by Kramer. The Belle Vernon still trails, but at least they draw a little closer. So it's a 4-point game. The Raiders will start at the 35 following the kickoff out of bounds. And now back to pass on first down. And there's a quick screen out to McLean. He has room. To the 40, the 45. And a shoestring tackle made there by Brandon Neal. Well, that could have been an even bigger play. Uniontown coming out throwing quite a bit. And that's a 12-yard gain. McLean's first reception of the night. Farrell now 4 for 8. He's up around 100 yards. Unofficially, we have him for 98 so far on the night. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 47. This has been a good one. Now the Raiders turn. And another loose ball, and Belle Vernon has it again. Farrell tried to hand it to Bill McLean and just never got it to him, and Keenan Evans makes the recovery for the Leopards. Our only 2 turnovers of the night have come on 2 of the last 3 Red Raider offensive plays on the night. So Belle Vernon will start just across the 48-yard line with a 1st and 10. See if they take advantage of this one. I formation as Bell splits wide. Give to the fullback. Rinchu's big hole up the middle. First down across the 30. Still on his feet. Jenkins finally pulls him down at the 20. 27-yard gain. And Rinchu's now starting to rip big yardage up the middle. He has carried the ball 3 times in this quarter for 56 yards. 63 yards on 5 carries for the game. For Don Rinchu's 5'7" senior, he goes 175. And he's starting to have some success on the ground. 3:03 left in the 3rd quarter. Belle Vernon, 1st and 10 at the 20. They trail by 4. And this Belle Vernon crowd now getting very excited. Batten at the top of the I. Again, Rinchu's up the middle. Was able to break a tackle, but unable to get too much yardage out of that. Jason Carter hanging on. He slipped out of Carter's grasp, but then fell forward at about the 18-yard line. 2nd down and 8. 2 of the top teams of the Keystone Conference. We knew this would be a good one, folks, and it has been. Glad you're here to join us on Herald Standard Television. Don't you want to go away now? Promises to just get better. Now there's a big gainer up the middle. Look out! It's a Belle Vernon touchdown. Tamar Poe, 18 yards, his first carry of the night. Where'd he come from? 5'10" junior on his very first carry, and he goes 18 yards. And Belle Vernon has their first lead of the evening. Well, Fowler now will be in to attempt the extra point. He'll try to run the Leopard lead up to 3. Again, Krebs is your holder. Get an official timeout first. Tamar Poe. He had come into the game on the 1st down play and split wide to the left. Put him in the offensive backfield on the 2nd and 8 play. That was his first carry. Made it count, 18 yards for the touchdown. Now Fowler's kick, and that may have been partially blocked. Greg Leonard came diving in, may have gotten a piece of it. Somebody did, as the kick comes up short. That could be a big one in a close game. Big point there that Belle Vernon does not get. So with 2:04 left in the 3rd quarter, it is a 2-point Leopard lead at 16-14. Well, they're the 7-time conference champions, and there's a reason. Winning tradition here at Belle Vernon. A lot of players who know how to win. This is a young team. They don't have a lot of seniors. You look up and down that roster, you see a whole lot of sophomores and juniors. It's a young team, but still, they've been part of this winning tradition. They're not going to panic just because they fall down by 14 points. Things were going well for Uniontown, and really it looked late in that first half like they were ready to take command. With two impressive long touchdown drives of 14-0, but it's been all Belle Vernon since then. And really, it's been Uniontown mistakes with a couple of turnovers. Back-to-back fumbles here in the third quarter. Belle Vernon turning those two miscues into 9 points. And they're now up by 2. Now there's a swibber. That ball is still in bounds. That may be Belle Vernon's ball. No, it just rolled out of bounds. Oh, that was close. I mean, to tell you, David Henry came flying through. You cannot let that ball lay there. That's a kickoff. That's a free kick. That's anybody's ball once it rolls 10 yards. Henry came sliding down the sideline on that ball. If he gets it while it's still in bounds, it's Belle Vernon's football. But apparently, and of course it's all the way on the far side of the field, we can't see from over here, but the official was right there. He says the ball touched the sideline before Henry got it. So Uniontown will get the ball at the 35-yard line, but Uniontown almost making a huge mistake there. That could have been a killer. Again, the Red Raiders really have outplayed Belle Vernon thus far. They've moved the ball. They just need to hang on to it and sustain a drive. Kevin McLeod gets the first down carry. He'll pick up 3 up the middle. Anthony Guerra makes the tackle. It'll be second down along 7. Raiders looked like they were moving on the last possession. The 12-yard pass to Kevin McLeod, but then the fumble on the next play. Now back to pass again. And he's going to go deep for Jenkins. Defender falls down, and Jenkins can't hang on. Oh, my goodness. Batten and Krebs double coverage on Jenkins. Batten fell down. And that allowed Jenkins to break free for just a moment, but he couldn't quite come down with it. And we'll have a 3rd down and 8. That was almost a huge play. Actually, 3rd down, again, a 3rd and a long 7. Ball is just across the 37. They need to get to the 45. Well, add 5 yards onto that yards to go number. Uniontown will move back with yet another, and what I believe is their 5th illegal procedure penalty of the night. They've had 6 penalties on the night, and if I'm not mistaken, 5 of them have been illegal procedure. Move it back to the 33. 3rd and 12. Raiders shooting themselves in the foot late in the second quarter and here in the third quarter. Now Farrell will hang on to it, but he will not go anywhere. Haley Fuller will drop him for the loss, and the Raiders will have to punt. Not sure if that was a designed pass or not, but if it was a pass, Farrell deciding very quickly that he was going to try to run, just never had a chance. Lost 5 yards. Now here's the punt. Petruska put the boot into it, and that will come down to Krebs at the 38-yard line. He'll step across the 40 and be pulled down at the 43. 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter. That's where Belle Vernon will take over with the 2-point lead. Good field position for the Leopards. This entire quarter has been played pretty much on the right side of the field as you look at it at home. This will be one of, I think maybe only 2 plays that we've had in the entire quarter that have started in Belle Vernon territory. I believe that's the case. The very first play of the half, and even that one started at the 49. If you recall, Fuller returned the opening kickoff for the second half to the 49. Next play, they moved into Uniontown territory. The whole quarter's been in Uniontown territory until this play. It's been a Leopard quarter. Now Rinshew steps away from a tackler, and he has room. Joe David steps up and makes a nice tackle, but not before Rinshew is close to another first down. Looks like he has it. Just across the Uniontown 47, so we go right back into Red Raider territory. They'll stop the clock with 23 and a half seconds left. Looks like they're going to measure, but I think he has the first down. In fact, from here, it looks like he has it by about half a yard. Don Rinshew's only had 7 yards rushing in the first half, but he has almost 70, he has 69 yards here in this quarter. As he has ripped off several long runs. He does indeed have the first down with plenty to spare. And that may just end the quarter with 23 and a half seconds left. Once they set the change, they'll start the clock back up. Belle Vernon does not have to run another play if they don't want to. And with the lead, they very well may not want to. Well, they're running right up to the line, so it looks like we'll get one more play. First and 10. Take to the fullback, give to the halfback, steps away from Leonard's tackle, and Bell is able to make something out of that play. Leonard had him in the backfield, but he got away and moves it up to the 43. 3-yard gain for Bell. And since he went out of bounds, that stops the clock with 4 seconds left, so we'll get one more play here in the third period. And Uniontown would just as soon see this quarter end, because it has been a Leopard quarter. They want to regroup, come back in the fourth quarter and see if they can straighten things out. Second and long, I formation. Draw play. Batten, not much room at all. Joe David has been all over the place defensively for the Raiders. Steps up and makes a nice tackle after a 1-yard gain, and that will end the third quarter of play. Belle Vernon scores all 9 points in the quarter. They have scored 16 unanswered points in the game, and after 3 quarters, still anybody's ball game. The score, the Belle Vernon Leopards 16, the Uniontown Red Raiders 14. One more mile to go. We'll be back with fourth quarter action. Belle Vernon at the Uniontown 42. 2 wideouts wide right. Backs are split. And there's the give, and there's a first down as Cone, who scored the touchdown to put the Leopards in the lead in the third quarter. That's his second carry, and it's an effective one as well. He'll get 7 yards ahead to the 35, and it's a first down for Belle Vernon. Cone hasn't seen much action, but he's made it count. 18-yard touchdown run, a 7-yard first down run. And now Uniontown needs a defensive stand. If Belle Vernon gets into the end zone and kicks the extra point, they'll be up by 9. That'll really put the Red Raiders in a hole. First and 10 play. Give us to the fullback, but flags fly. This time it will be Belle Vernon that moved too early. Moving back 5 yards. It's only the third penalty of the night on the Leopards. They had an illegal procedure, though, in the first quarter. I'm sorry, the second quarter of this game. When they were really moving the ball, they had got down 7-0. They had gotten all the way down to the Uniontown 13, and on the first and 10, illegal procedure. And the drive stalled at that point. Really took away the momentum of the drive. Uniontown stopping Belle Vernon on fourth down, and then they came all the way down the field to extend their lead to 14-0. We'll see what happens this time after the Leopard penalty. Tight formation. Full house backfield, Bell at the top. He'll get the ball. And he will be dropped at the line of scrimmage. Look who makes the tackle, Joe David. Joe David is a junior, 5'8", 160, and just all over the place here in this second half particularly. Second down and 15. 10:42 on a turning clock. Belle Vernon with a 2-point lead and the football. Batten and Bell. Your halfbacks, Winchew's the fullback. Batten now goes wide right. Bell at the top of the eye. Draw play. And room up the middle. Oh, nice tackle by Kevin McLean. That play looked like it had all kind of yardage written all over it, and Kevin McLean filled the gap. Makes a big tackle. They'll spot that ball up near the 35, but that looked like that was going to be a huge play. 5-yard gain for Bell. Could have been much more. Now, 3rd down and 10. They need to get to the 25. Batten splits wide right. Brandon Neal out there with him. Backs are split. Straight drop back. Under pressure. Gets rid of it, and he gets away from the tackle. Still on his feet. And he'll get the first down. And now he's going down the sideline. Jacobs, can he pull him up? Can he pull him down? They do get him down. But a huge Belle Vernon play by Bell. Oh, Alan David had him dead to right in the backfield. Down near the, around the 40-45 yard line. Looked like Belle Vernon was going to be forced to punt. Instead, that ball is marked at the 14, and it's 1st and 10 for the Leps. Wow. 21-yard gain.
Middle.
1st and 10 at the 14. Now Uniontown's defense really needs to step up. Here's the give to Pone. And he'll get up near the 10. Adam Uzika makes the tackle. 2nd down and 6. Wow. Breaking tackles. I don't need to tell you, Andrew Bell made a football play right there, folks. Looked like he was, as soon as he caught the ball, Alan David hit him. How he got away from him, I'll never know. Give us to the fullback. Stacked up. Not much for Winchew's there. Carter in on the tackle. McLean helping out as well. Going to spot that ball at the 8. Third down. 4. If Belle Vernon doesn't make it here, they may try another field goal, extend the lead up to 5. Or maybe you go for it on 4th down. First comes the 3rd down play, though. Quick quarterback sneak. Ball is loose. Ball is loose. Farrell, he says the Uniontown has it. Alan David says Uniontown has it. The man in the white hat is what counts, and he says Uniontown has it. Oh, my goodness. The Red Raiders come up with a play. I'd like to tell you who recovered it. I'm just not sure. I saw Kevin McLean get up last off the pile, but I don't know if he had the ball or not. But the ball is spotted now at just across the 5-yard line. And the Raiders dodge a major bullet. Now let's see what they can do offensively. In the shadow of their own goalpost. Bill McLean will get the carry, but not much yardage. Anthony Guerra makes the tackle. McLean gets a yard. 2nd down and 9. Clock is a factor. 7:42 on a turning clock. Uniontown can't just move the ball out for a first down. Hale needed to put a little more air under that one. He had McLean out in the flat. Needs to loft that pass just a bit more. And I'll tell you, Farrell has done quite a job tonight. He's had the ups and downs. Fumbled it once, and also another fumble on a missed handoff. Also made some great runs and some great passes. They need a play from him here. 7:30 left. It's 3rd down and 8. Back to pass under pressure. Gets away. Look at that move. Breaks the tackle. And now he's going to maybe get the first down. He needs a block. He has the first down to the 20 and out of bounds near the 25. Did I say they needed a play from Carl Farrell? ask, and you shall receive. First down, Raiders. 7:19 left. 18-yard gain. Farrell almost 100 yards passing, almost 100 yards rushing. And now it's 1st and 10. What plays we've seen here tonight on both sides. Now Kevin McClee, but flags fly. Whistles blow. Do we get another illegal procedure? Last thing the Red Raiders want after that huge play, they want to build on that momentum. Let's get the signal from the official. Yep. 7th Red Raider penalty. Only 31 penalty yards, but it's been the times that the penalties have occurred. Those are drive killers. But if you're going to get it on 1st down. That gives you 3 more plays to make it up. 1st and 15. And now we get an official's timeout. And I don't know why. Umpire steps up and has something to say. Now we're ready to resume action. Greg Leonard and McClee squared in the backfield. This will be Kevin. Cut back. Nice defensive play, though. Keenan Evans stepped into that hole and prevented McClee from breaking off a big one on the cutback. McClee will pick up a few yards. 2nd down and long. Ball is spotted just right at the 24. 2nd and 11. Well, every play becomes magnified now. 2-point game, and we're getting late, folks. Back to pass on the play action. Bill McClee is open. He makes the catch for the 1st down. Batten makes the tackle, but not before the Raiders move the chains. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. 6:28 remaining in the 4th period. 14-yard gain. Bill McClee's first reception of the game. That will put Farrell over 100 yards passing on the night. He's 5 for 11, 112 yards. He also has 90 yards rushing on 10 carries. Now it's 1st and 10. And they give this to Kevin McClee. Breaks one tackle at the 40. Now pushes the pile forward to the 44. Berletich on the tackle. Ball at the 44. That's a 6-yard gain. Going to be 2nd down and 4. 5:49 left in the 4th and final quarter. I formation as McClee is split wide. Give us to Bill McClee. He's up near the 1st down. I think he'll be just a bit short. That will set up a 3rd down. Ball is just across the 47, but they need to get right to the 48. Time not a factor yet. Uniontown still with plenty of time and all 3 timeouts. But you get the feeling they have to score on this possession, so if they don't get the 1st down here, they probably go for it on 4th down. First to 3rd down play, and Kevin McClee has the 1st down up near midfield. He goes backwards into Belle Vernon territory. Guerra on the tackle. Ball at the 49 of Belle Vernon. Uniontown's first foray into Leopard territory in the 2nd half. 1st and 10. 4:50 as the clock resumes. Now that the chains have been moved. Play action, whistles. Oh, my goodness, don't tell me another one. Officials will talk it over. How many times have we seen the officials make that signal? Unbelievable. Well, again, as I said a few moments ago, are you going to do it? You run first down. They came back from a 1st and 15 a few plays ago, hitting Bill McClee on that pass. Now the official's going to blow the whistle again. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Leopards. So Belle Vernon wants to use their first timeout in the second half, and with 4 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, while we have a timeout on the field, we'll take 8 seconds. Belle Vernon leads Uniontown 16-14. The Raiders with a 1st and 15 at their own 46-yard line. Farrell still with the football, and he has room around the right end. What a beautiful block. Big yardage. Oh, my goodness, Adam Musica with a wonderful block. Just a beautiful block to seal off the right side. Farrell comes around, gets across the 46. That's a 9-yard gain. Now it will be second down. They need to get to the 39, so it's 2nd and 6. Actually, they need to get to just across the 4. Option. Farrell will keep it. He's got the first down. Under 4 minutes left. As they'll stop the clock with 3:47 to move the chains. First down for the Raiders. Farrell goes over 100 yards with that 7-yard gain. Unofficially, we have him for 106 yards on 12 carries. The Raiders down by 2. This is what it's all about, folks. First down. Give us to Kevin McClee with a hole. Stacked up after about a 6-yard gain. 3 Leopards in on the tackle. Jimmy Fretz. Anthony Guerra in there as well. We're going to spot that just across the 33. 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. We approached and reached the 3-minute mark, now under 3 minutes left. Uniontown with all 3 timeouts. Oh, they fire out half the offensive line. Ninth Red Raider penalty. That's a big one. I mean, that's a big one. From 2nd and 4 to 2nd and 9. Well, the Raiders have been the worst enemy tonight. No doubt about that. Pair of fumbles setting up 2 Belle Vernon scores. And all of these penalties. They've overcome 2 of them in this drive, though. Can they do it here? Wide open, but too tall for D.R. Jenkins. Now it's 3rd and long. Farrell had Jenkins on the far side, misfiring, and now we'll get 3rd and 9. Almost 10. They need to get to the 28. Ball spotted just across the 38. 4 down territory, though, so the Raiders have 2 chances at this. There's no punting now with 2:45 left. Bill McClee is split wide right. Farrell under pressure. Ball comes loose and goes to Kevin McClee. I think it came loose. Don't think that was the design play. I lost sight of it. At any rate, Kevin McClee ends up getting back to the line of scrimmage, and now the Raiders will call a timeout. With 2:27 left, the Raiders will talk it over. 4th down and 9. This isn't a ball game, but it's pretty close to it. If they don't get the first down here, they still have 2 timeouts. They will have time if they can stop Belle Vernon to get the ball back one last time. But it's going to be tough if they don't do it on this possession. What a game. Uniontown leading at one point 14-0. Belle Vernon. An 87-yard kick return late in the first half by Aaron Krebs. It was 14-7 at the half. Belle Vernon with 9 third-quarter points. They now lead by 2. No scoring yet in the fourth quarter. Uniontown trying to change that. But a big 4th and 9 play. Farrell is back. He's looking. He's going to fire it deep. Jacobs is double covered. He goes up and makes the catch. Red Raider first down. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. Chris Jacobs battling Aaron Krebs and Scott Batten for that football. And what did I say in the first half? That was a jump ball. Hey, Chris Jacobs is another Red Raider basketball player. He played on that state finals team. Went up and got it at the 13-yard line. 24-yard gain. Now a collision in the backfield. And the Leopards come up with a defensive play as McClee goes down. Tackle made by Dan Henry. Ball spotted at the 15. Now it will be second down. And 12. Play action, under pressure. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. Belle Vernon. Anthony Guerra. Derek Berletich coming in untouched. Pressuring Farrell, and Belle Vernon steps up and makes 2 big defensive plays. A minute 32 left. What else can happen? This has been a great one, folks, no matter how it ends. These kids have played their hearts out on both sides. Third down. Quick pass into the end zone. De'Aaron Jenkins, touchdown Raiders. Flags fly. That'll be interference on Belle Vernon. Oh my goodness. 15 yards. Officials will talk it over, but this one's going to stand. Well, let's hold up. There's always the chance that Jenkins could have pushed off. No. Defensive pass interference. Touchdown Raiders. Uniontown takes the lead. 4-point lead, and the Raiders will go for 2. Kicking for 1 and going up by 5 does them no good. You want to extend that lead to 6. And the Raiders are going to call timeout because they went out in kicking formation. But the coaching staff up in the press box, pop to my left, I could hear them yell, go for 2. And now that they call the timeout, yeah, Kyle Clay will bring his kicking team back to the sideline, and they will go for 2. A minute 27. Folks, we're not even close to being done yet. There's a lot of football yet to play. First of all, Belle Vernon's going to get to return a kick, and Uniontown's had trouble covering kicks all night long. Belle Vernon has almost broken a couple and did bring one all the way back. So they still have the chance of at least getting good field position, and then they're going to have time, and they still have 2 timeouts left. So there is a lot of football left. But how about Carl Farrell? 3-step drop back and let one fly. That was your classic fade route into the end zone. And D.R. Jenkins and Chris Jacobs have just been unbelievable at going up and getting those high lob passes from Farrell all night long. Jenkins with 3 receptions for 79 yards. Farrell 7 for 14, 151 yards. Now we see a flag. The official's going to come over and explain that. Head coach John Fortuna didn't like the explanation. I'm not sure what the call is here. They're saying that Farrell, they're picking up the flag, okay. They're saying that Farrell could not come back out because he came off the field when they went to kick the extra point. And Uniontown called a timeout. Farrell went out to run the play, and the officials tried to say, no, son, you can't do that. That's why they threw the flag for an illegal substitution. They said Farrell can't come off the bench until a play's been run, but they're wrong because Uniontown called a timeout, so that rule becomes waived, and the officials realize their mistake, and so forget the penalty. We'll run this from the normal spot, the 3-yard line. 2-point play. Farrell still has the football, but he will be stopped by Guerra. Actually, the ball comes loose now. McLee has it. Did he step out of bounds? No. Yes, rather. He did step out of bounds. Wow. Almost an unbelievable play there. The ball came loose just as Farrell was going down. McLee picked it up, tried to tightrope down the sideline, but he did step on the sideline. The official right there to see it. So the conversion attempt is no good, and the Uniontown lead remains at 4 at 20-16. Okay, Belle Vernon. Now let's see what you guys can do. And I don't think anything would surprise me. As I said earlier, it's just sports. It's just a game. And in light of everything that's happened recently, we have to understand it's just a game. But sports can play a role, can't they? And for a couple of hours here, a lot of fans have been able to take their minds off of a national tragedy and enjoy this wonderful competition and these fine young athletes giving it their all out there on that field. And I think that's good for everybody who's here. Yes, in a few moments this game will be over and we'll have to deal with the aftermath of what has happened in our nation here in the past few days. But it's been fun watching this tonight, hasn't it? This has been a pleasure. And what an unbelievable game. And it's September. Still have several more weeks of this, folks. It just gets better. We've had Mapletown beating, Carmichael's at the end. We've had 6 overtimes with Brownsville and Southmoreland, and now look what we have here. Back and forth we go. Now it's the Leopards' chance. Here comes Krebs. He already has taken one all the way back. Won't happen this time. He'll be stacked up at the 32. Tackle is made there by Bill McLee, among others. And Belle Vernon will have 1 minute and 19 seconds to get into the end zone. They're down by 4. Field goal does no good. They must score. Winner moves to 3-0, but more importantly, 1-0 in the Keystone Conference. The loser, of course, will drop to 0-1 in the conference. Ball at the 32-yard line. Leopards 68 yards away. And 79 seconds to get there. Back to pass, Krebs. Rolling to his right. Pass is complete. And then dropped. And Uniontown says they have the ball. First of all, is it a complete pass? Second of all, is it a fumble? And third of all, who has the ball? Belle Vernon. Ball was caught. I'm not sure if it was even called a fumble. But the ball is caught by Patton. A 9-yard gain. Minute 9, and the clock is not moving. Now it is. He never got out of bounds, so the clock could be restarted, and is. Approaching a minute. 2nd down and 1. Back to pass again. Stumbling. Now looking under pressure. He'll get rid of it. Open and caught. And free down the sideline. And look out. Only Jacobs to beat. And Jacobs makes the tackle. Brandon Hill. I told you it was the Leopards' turn. And Brandon Hill takes it down to the 16. .43 yards. 43 yards. And it's 1st and 10 for Belle Vernon. Krebs now 4 for 5. He has 81 yards passing all in the second half. He didn't play quarterback until the second half. 48.2 seconds. 1st and 10 for Belle Vernon. Krebs to pass again. Under pressure. Gets away. Has to get rid of it. No, Kevin McLeod puts him down in the backfield. Kevin McLeod makes the defensive play. Krebs gets away once. Couldn't get away from McLeod. 36 seconds left. Belle Vernon immediately calls timeout. That's their second. They have one left. Ball at the 27-yard line. Krebs lost 11 yards. Actually, it's just across the 27, so call it a 10-yard loss, just to be official about it all. But what matters is it's now second and long, exactly 36 seconds left. Oh. What else will happen? Krebs hit Hill on a crossing route. Hill caught it in stride, got away from a Uniontown defender, took off down the sideline. Give Chris Jacobs a lot of credit. He had to fight off a block to make that tackle. Nice defensive play by Jacobs, possibly saving the ball game. That remains to be seen. Now the sack by McLeod, and it's second down and long. They need to get to the 6th for the first down. They need to get to the end zone to win the game. And the give is to the fullback. Rinshoes, they try to cross up Uniontown. That didn't work, and now Belle Vernon will have to use another timeout, and a flag flies late. And Uniontown is pointing at Belle Vernon. Something happened after that play. 5-yard gain for Rinshoes. Ball is at the 21. But I'll tell you what, if they call some kind of a personal foul, against Belle Vernon. Oh, that's huge. That's a 15-yard penalty. Well, I'm not going to say that ends Belle Vernon's hopes, because we've seen too much here in this game to say that. But that really makes it tough, because that's after the play, so it will be third down. And we're going to move it back to the 37-yard line. And again, they need to get up to the 6. To do the math, 3rd and 31. 31 seconds left. Now, does Belle Vernon still, they've still used their last timeout, so that's another thing. I was going to say, with the penalty, which stops the clock, maybe they don't have to use the timeout, but apparently they did. The officials still signaled a timeout against Belle Vernon. And now I think he's saying the timeout is not going to be charged. Okay, that's what I thought. And Belle Vernon has the chance. They called timeout, but then the flag came, and so Belle Vernon gets the option, since the clock was stopped anyway, to say, well, no, we don't want the timeout now. That's important for Belle Vernon. They're still left with one timeout. Wow. They have to get to the 6, but, 2 plays to get at least to the 6. Shotgun formation. Long pass. Intercepted by Jenkins. And he dropped the ball, but that's not a problem for Uniontown, as he falls on it anyway. I think he was thinking about trying to bring it all the way back. But with a 4-point lead, no need to do that. Just go down, and he does. That pass was thrown by Berletich. Because Krebs was into the game, or Krebs went deep to try to catch that pass. So Berletich was back in the game at quarterback. Intercepted by Jenkins, and now you just take a knee. Belle Vernon has one timeout. Will they even use it? Apparently not. Farrell takes the knee. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be the ball game as the clock counts down. 3, 2, 1. And the Uniontown Red Raiders rush onto the football field with a hard-fought 20-16 victory. And if you didn't believe it last year after a playoff berth, believe it tonight, Red Raider fans. This program has arrived. What a nice scene out in the middle of the field as these two teams will shake hands. And you got a feel for the Belle Vernon Leopards. They deserve to win this game tonight, too. Both of these teams deserve to win. Just a beautiful effort from these young men on both sides. Belle Vernon appeared to have it won, but the Red Raiders on a 15-yard touchdown pass with under a minute and a half left. Farrell to Jenkins, and they come away with the victory, 20-16. We'll try to get down on the field, see if we can talk with some of the notables that played a part in this game, and we'll wrap things up as well with the post-game show. Up next on Herald Standard Television, once again, your final score, the Uniontown Red Raiders 20, the Belle Vernon Leopards 16.